is Majo John Madden in the high mountains of, I guess you'd say, central Mexico here. The huge Pemex station. One difference between the way gas stations operate here versus in the US is that you never pump your own gas. The gas pumps are always staffed by other people who kind of would like a tip. And some of them will offer to clean your windshield, others will look at you like you're crazy. A bad part about that is we love to use the gas pumps as shade, park at a pump, and usually try to buy gas, especially if the pumps were busy. But if they weren't busy, we'd leave the car in the shade at the pump for a long time. The last city back there that we just came through, that's a stray dog there, a street dog, so plentiful here, is Poza Rica. And it's a pretty, for a city I never heard of, it's a pretty substantial city. It's the first city running south from Tuxpan, where we just spent about 3 days. And where this morning we had a hell of a time finding our way out, because I don't have internet on my phone right now and don't have GPS, so we lost a lot. But we're back on the one main road running north and south. There is actually a big superhighway that we were on for a while, but I kind of like going through the different towns. Now, Poza Rica is always going to be important to me because that's the last place I saw a bear. He's back around probably 15, 20 miles back there somewhere. There are four other videos that cue up the drama that finally left me leaving Bear behind. And Magic was obstinately choosing to stay with Bear. I knew that Magic would catch up to me, but Bear, no way he could, because he's injured. He's got a broken hip and a sore left front paw. I gave him a choice. As I've given him so many times. If you want to come with me. From way down where you are here, I don't have the strength to carry you or drag you. And in the final analysis, what broke the relationship, why I just could not do that relationship, was he's not a domesticated dog, which I knew from the start, but I thought he would meet me halfway, and he met me about quarter way. But in the final analysis, when I say, hey, I want you to come here, he thinks about it, and mostly he chooses not to, unless he can come up with a good reason. And I tried to give him a good reason by leaving, and he would follow us. He would catch up if it was short distances. But this last time, he chose not to come. Magic chose not to come. I drove an easy mile. And Magic is freaked out right now for several reasons. I'm sure he's freaked out because that was the most I've ever ditched him. I'm sure it scared him, and it was a pretty intense run. He's hiding out in the bathroom here, which is cool, and he keeps coming out to make sure I'm still here. He must have the concept that Bear is gone. He's a smart dog. Hi, baby. He has to understand. Yeah. There's a guy pooping in there, so I'm not going to broadcast from in there. He has to understand that Bear is gone, that there's no way he can catch up. And he probably feels like, shit, he could have done it to me. That's the longest he's ever ditched me. But it's the last time, probably, because he probably won't do that again without Bear bringing that out of him. So it is true that Bear was making this trip unmanageable. It already had. I've been up to my eyeballs in stress from lack of money, lack of GPS, being lost, being hungry, being lost, being alone. Magic is tremendous company and is easy to be with. It's wonderful, seamless, without the contamination of the Bear effect, where Magic looks over and says, well, I guess you can just defy him. So he kept trying it out, but I think he won't, because before he's always been like devoted, just always trying to please me as perfectly as he possibly can. So I want Magic, I want his company, but it was physically breaking my back to try to carry him to the car, to lift him up in the car every time. When he really wasn't cooperating, he would just make himself dead weight. I tried to rescue that dog. He was worth it. He seemed worth it. Pretty wonderful dog who out of the blue decided he wanted a human in his life and came after me. But I think he didn't know really what that was going to involve, and push come to shove, he wanted to make his own choices, as he always had. And I can't picture that he'll survive very long in his infirm state. I wanted to leave him a lot of food and water, but as I was trying to bring him up, offering him the chance to come up out of that place, and he chose not to come, I brought him food and water, and the guy came out and threw us out of the property. So I said I'll come back for the dog, knowing I wouldn't. So I did not leave him with anything, except maybe some good memories. Who knows? He operates. He's not sharp like Magic. Magic is super, super intelligent. I don't think Barry is. In some ways, he's like a punch-drunk boxer. Survivor, a survivor, with incredible will and a beautiful heart. And I have so many wonderful memories. And in that last spot in Costa Rica, I cried a whole lot. And when it finally came around to driving away, I was calm. Not super calm, because when I got down here, I did a whole lot of housekeeping, because that soothes my nerves, and it's a feeling that there's a little something you can control. It actually led to what I called my second big spiritual experience, my second initiation. It came after 24 hours of doing a whole lot of what I call free feng shui. What needs to be moved here, what would make me feel better about this room. And then I snapped and went into a pretty high state. And it became an organizing principle. I'm kind of a chaotic guy, and van life is chaotic. And I've always gone, okay, what do I need to do to make it feel better to me? So we're on a big open road. We probably will go through more towns. Quite fascinating. I will spend, if possible, if I can find one, I will spend some of my dwindling money on a motel room tonight so I can sleep, because the mosquitoes have been making it really hard for me to sleep. And I got 1 hour of sleep last night, and I'm exhausted, and I bet I'm going to crash tonight. And I want to get on a Wi-Fi and do some things. And I want to do laundry. I don't know where the hell I'll find the laundromat. The motels mostly don't have them. Let's see, well, highbrow. Which out here, there's pretty much nothing between here and Veracruz, which is several hours. Okay, thanks.